Welcome in, everybody. We're here at George Rogers Clark High School, Cardinal Field, Scott County versus GRC. The field for GRC, Watkins at first, Howie at second, Camden McAlpin at shortstop, Wheeler at third base, Freeman in left field, Martin in center field, Folks in right field,
leading off for Scott County,
Todd behind the plate,
Justin
and
Stevenson.
Mullins is the pitcher. Lineup for Scott County, Justin Stevenson batting first, Sebastian Arden batting second, Will Rose batting third, Duncan Stevens batting fourth, Garrett Sparks batting fifth, Keen Hurt batting sixth, Preston Luckett batting seventh, Tyler Wands batting eighth, and Carson Murray batting ninth. First pitch to the center fielder, Justin Stevenson, is called strike one. All turf field here. Second pitch is fouled off. It'll hit Todd behind the plate. George Rogers Clark comes in this game with the record of 12-7. Scott County's record 11-4. Scott County had a big win over Sayre on Tuesday night, and they lost to Sayre on Wednesday night. Scott County wearing their blue jerseys with the red letters across the front, white pants with the blue stripe. GRC in the white jerseys and the black pinstripes. That's ball one. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ball is popped up to left field. Freeman will camp under it, and he'll catch that for out number one.
Now batting for Scott County, number one, Sebastian Arden.
That brings up number one for Scott County, the shortstop, Sebastian Arden. Abe Mullins is pitching for the Cardinals. He's a sophomore. 3 starts so far this season, 13.1 innings, 21 hits, 10 runs given up. 8 of those are earned. 17 strikeouts to 7 walks. And a 4.20 ERA. First pitch is fouled off for strike one. Sebastian will call time as he's standing in the box for a while waiting on the pitch. Here's the 0-1, and it'll be called strike two. The 0-2, swing and a miss, strike three. Strikeout number one.
Now batting for Scott County, number two, Will Rose.
That brings up second baseman, number 2, Will Rose for Scott County. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one. Here's the 0-1. And a check swing, hit just fair. Picked up by Todd, the catcher. Throw down to Watkins at first base is in time for out number 3. And at the top of the first inning, Scott County scores 0 runs on no hits, no errors from the Cardinals, and no runners left on base. The score, Scott County 0, GRC 0. We'll be right back with the bottom of the first inning. This is Scott County Baseball on Connor Sports Talk. We are back here at GRC High School for Scott County versus George Rogers Clark. Batting first for the Cardinals, number 11, Camden McAlpin. He's playing shortstop, left-handed batter. Infield for Scott County, Garrett Sparks, Sebastian Arden at shortstop. Just called strike one. Carson Mount, that ball is hit into right or center field, and it is caught by Justin Stevenson. Route number 1.
Now batting for the Cardinals, number 15, Abram Howard.
That brings up number 15, Abram Howard. First pitch is fouled off out of play. Here's the 0-1 from Dotson. It is hit down the right field line. Hurt charging toward the line, and he'll catch it on the run for out number 2.
Now batting for the Cardinals, number 4, Abe Mullen.
That brings up number 4, Abe. Abe comes to this game with 10 RBIs and a 2.88 batting average. First pitch called strike 1. The 0-1, and it is fouled out of play. Low and away for ball 1. Strikes. 2 outs away in the bottom of the first. Here's the pitch, and it's just outside. It'll be ball 2. Here is the 2-2. Up and in. There. So, the count is now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. It is out. Number 3 of the bottom of the first. Fly out, strikeout. The bottom of the first, GRC scores 0 runs on no hits, no errors from Scott County, and no runners left on base to score after 1 complete inning. 0-0. We'll be right back with the top of the second inning. This is Scott County. We are back here at George Rogers Clark High School for Scott County versus GRC. To the first inning, score is still 0-0. Up to bat for Scott County is number 28. He's wearing 58 tonight, Duncan Stevens. First pitch is called strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Low and away for ball 1. One. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. And it's outside and low for ball 2. Catcher Todd, strike 3. Instead, here is the 2-2 pitch from Mullins. Ball is hit into shallow center field. Martin comes charging in, and he'll catch it on the bounce. They'll be down for the first base hit of the night for the Cardinals.
Now batting for Scott County, number 4, Garrett Sparks.
That brings up number 4, Garrett Sparks for Scott County tonight. Garrett gets his number for a sign from Scott County's head coach, Scott Willard. Coach Willard in his 19th season as head coach of Scott County. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. That is taken for ball 1. 1 ball, 1. Pick off to first base, not in time. One runner goes. Fields running for the catcher Duncan Stevens. The throw from Todd, the catcher, to Camden McAlpin, the shortstop. Gets broken up by Cofield, still in second. Be a runner on second base for Scott County. Two balls, 1 strike. Mullins gets his sign from Todd. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Garrett will call time now. Step out of the box, take a practice swing. Now he steps back into the box. He awaits the 2-2 pitch from Mullins. Here it is. And it's called strike 3. Strikeout number 2 of the game from Mullins. First out. That brings up number 7, Keegan Hurt, the right fielder for Scott County.
How about Hurt?
Keegan, a right-handed batter. Steps into the box now. The ball is hit right back to Mullins, the pitcher. He turns and throws it to Watkins at first for out number 2. Colt Fields was running as soon as he can hit that ball. He kind of got held up right in between second and third, but he's able to advance to third. Howie, a right-handed batter. Kersey runner on first, gets his lead. Nothing big. That ball is in the dirt. Stay at first. (1-0), and it'll be left for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes is the count. Here's a 2-0 from Dodson. It'll be high for ball 3. Here is the 3-0 from Dotson, and it'll be called strike 1. Howie steps back into the box. He awaits the 3-1 from Dotson. Here's the pitch. That ball has popped up. Foul and out of play. So 3-0 was the count. Parker Dotson battles back. Gets it to a 3-2 count. So, step onto the rubber. He'll get a sign from Duncan Stevens behind the plate. Comes set. Here's the pitch. Ball is hit down the third baseline. Popped up, Wants at third base. And Murray out in left field will catch it. That'll be out number 1.
Now batting for the Cardinals, number 21, Ben Folks.
1 out away in the bottom of the second. Brings up number 21, Benjamin Folks. Left-handed batter. First pitch, runner will take second. Called strike 1. Throw it down from Stevens. Is in time. That'll be out number 2. Runner is caught stealing. Here's the 0-1. And it'll be outside for ball 1. 1-1. It's hit to Will Rose at second base. He'll field on the high hop. Throw across to Sparks. In time! 4-3 for out number 3. So in the bottom of the second inning, GRC scores 0 runs on 1 hit. No errors from Scott County and no runners left on base to score. Scott County 1, GRC 0. We'll be right back with the top of the third inning. This is Scott County Baseball on Connor Sports Talk.
Batting the leadoff, number 8, Justin Stevenson.
Carson Murray on first. Bring Scott County back to the top of their lineup. Number 8, Justin Stevenson, the center fielder. He flew out to left field in his first at-bat of the game. He steps into the box now for his second at-bat of this game. First pitch. It'll be low for ball 1. The 1-0. And it'll be strike 1. Carson Murray working his lead down at first base. Stevenson steps into the box now. Waits the 1-1. Mullins goes to Watkins at first base. Murray able to dive back in time. Avoid the pickoff there. Here's the 1-1. Stevenson lays down the bunt. Murray is stealing on the pitch. Mullins throws it to Watkins. And Stevenson sacrifices
now
bunt there.
For Scott County, number 1, Sebastian Arden.
So 1 out away. Runner on second for Scott County. Brings up number 1, Sebastian Arden, the shortstop. He struck out swinging in his first at-bat of this game. He steps into the box now for his second at-bat. Mullins comes set. Here's the pitch. And it'll be low for ball 1. And it'll be called strike 1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out down in the top of the third. Here's the pitch from Mullins, and it's in the dirt for ball 2. Carson Murray is the runner on second base for Scott County. He reached first on a walk to start off this inning. Here's the 2-1, and it's low and away for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. So Sebastian steps back into the box now. Here's the pitch, and it'll be called strike 2. Here is the 3-2 from Mullins, and it'll be high for ball 4. Sebastian Arden takes first base.
Now batting number 2.
That brings up number 2, Will Rose, playing second base. He check swinged in his first at bat. The catcher Todd threw it down to Watkins at first base. He steps into the box now for his second at bat. Here's the pitch, and it's called strike 1. The 0-1, and it's high for ball 1. Carson Murray got a big lead on second base there. That pitch might see him steal third here if he can get the jump. Here is the 1-1. There he goes. He'll steal third, and Arden steals second. So now the runners are on second and third for Scott County. That was ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out away. Will Rose bats third for the Cardinals. Here's the pitch, and it's high for ball 3. Here's the 3-1, and it's low for ball 4. So Mullins has now walked. The bases loaded. Coach for GRC is going to come out and have a talk with the Cardinals infield. We'll be right back when this visit concludes. They break that mound visit. Scott County's runners go back to their bases.
Now batting
Scott County has Carson Murray on third, Sebastian Arden on second, Will Rose on first, and Duncan Stevens steps into the box now. He had a line drive into shallow center field in his first at bat. Got him on base. First pitch is swing and a miss, strike 1. Here's the 0-1, and it's in the dirt. It'll get past Todd. Murray comes in from third base. He'll step on it on home plate and score the second run of the game for Scott County. All the runners advance a base. Sebastian Arden now on third. Will Rose on second. Last pitch was ball 1. So 1 ball and 1 strike is the count. Here's the pitch. It's hit into right center field. Martin charging over. It's going to be over his head. Coach Willard told the runners to tag, but there's no tag needed. Arden comes in from third. Will Rose will come around from second to score, And Duncan Stevens has a stand-up double.
Now batting for Scott County, number 4, Garrett Sparks.
Scott County puts 2 more on the board. They lead 4-0.
On the run for Scott County.
And Scott County brings in number 9, Colt Fields, to run at second base. Up to bat for the Cardinals, number 4, Garrett Sparks, the first baseman. He struck out looking in his last at-bat of this game.
Here we go, Garrett.
First pitch is called strike 1. That ball is fouled straight back into the net. Sparks is now down 0-2. Mullins gets his sign from Todd. Sparks will call time, step out of the box. Now he steps back in. Now Mullins will step off of the rubber, and Todd the catcher, is gonna jog out and talk to him. Looks like they're having a little miscommunication there on the sign. Jacob Todd, sophomore catcher for GRC, makes his way back to home plate now. Sparks steps into the box. 0-2 is the count. Here's the pitch. Fields is going to take third. The throw from Todd is not in time. Colt Fields slides under that tag. That'll be strikeout from Garrett Sparks, and swing and a miss.
Now batting for Scott County, number 7.
2 outs away in the top of the third. Scott County with a runner on third. That brings up number 7, Keegan Hurd. He hit it right back to Mullins, the pitcher. He caught it. The ball is hit into shallow right center field. Right fielder Folks slides in for it, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. In the top of the third inning, Scott County scores 3 runs on 1 hit. No errors from GRC, and 1 runner is left on base to score. Scott County 4, GRC 0. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 3rd inning. This is Scott County Baseball on Connor Sports Talk. We are back here at George Rogers Clark High School for Scott County versus GRC. Head into the bottom of the 3rd. Scott County leads 4-0. Stepping into the box for GRC is number 13, Chase Wheeler. First pitch is ball 1 low. Second pitch is popped up. Will Rose, second baseman, will call for it. He's camped under it, and he'll catch it for out number 1. One out away in the bottom of the third.
Martin.
Brings up number 18, Gunnar Martin. First pitch, hit down the third base line to Wantz. He'll field on the high hop. Throw across to Sparks is in time for out number 2.
Now batting number 2, Brady Freeman.
So 2 outs away in the bottom of the second inning. Brings up the 9-hole hitter for the Cardinals is number 2, Brady Freeman. First pitch, called strike 1. Second pitch, inside for ball 1. One. Ball is hit in the 5-6 gap. It'll get through to Carson Murray out in left field. That is the second hit of the game from
now
GRC.
For the Cardinals, number 11, Cam McAlpin.
So GRC back to top of the lineup. Number 11, Camden McAlpin. He flew out to center fielder Justin Stevenson in his first at-bat of the game. Lefty steps back into the box now for his second at-bat of this game. First pitch is called strike 1. Parker Dotson goes to Garrett Sparks first for the pickoff. Tag not in time. Freeman is able to dive back. Here is the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Off-speed pitch there from Parker Dotson. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Ball's popped up into left field. Carson Murray calls for it, and he catches it on a run coming toward the infield for out number 3. In the bottom of the third, GRC scores 0 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner is left on base. The score after 3 complete innings, Scott County 4, GRC 0. We'll be right back with the top of the 4th inning. This is Scott County Baseball on Connor Sports Talk. We are back here at George Rogers Clark High School for Scott County versus GRC. Scott County leads 4-0 going into the top of the 4th. Up to bat for Scott County is the designated hitter, Number 11, Preston Luckett. He singled on a ground ball down the left field line, got past Wheeler at first. First pitch is called strike 1. Second pitch is called strike 2. Preston quickly down 0-2. Steps into the box now. Here's the pitch. And it's high for ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss. Strike 3 for out number 1 at the top of the 4th. 1 out away. That brings up number 22, Tyler Wands, the third baseman. He grounded into Buter's choice to the shortstop, Kendall McAlpin. He tossed it to Howie at second base at the top of the second inning. First pitch of a second at bat is outside for ball 1. Here is the 1-0. And it'll be called strike 1. One is in the dirt for ball 2. 2-1. Up and out for ball 3. Three-one pitch, and it'll be called strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes is the count. Here's the pitch, and it'll be called strike 3. Strikeout number 5.
Now batting number 3, Carson Murray.
For Mr. Mullins, the pitcher. And it brings up number 3, Carson Murray, the left fielder for Scott County. He walked in his first at-bat of this game. First pitch of his second at-bat is ball 1. Second pitch is fouled into the net. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here is the pitch. And it's outside for ball 2. Three balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Excuse me, 2 balls, 1 strike. That's ball 3. Inside. So now the count is 3-1. Here's the pitch. And it's just in the bottom corner of the strike zone for strike number 2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs away. Here's the pitch. And it's called strike 3. 6th strikeout of the game from Mullins. 3 of those came here in the top of the 4th. Scott County scores 0 runs on no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base. The score, Scott County 4, GRC 0. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 2nd inning. This is Scott County Baseball on Connor Sports Talk. We are back here at George Rogers Clark High School for Scott County versus GRC. Scott County leads 4-0 going into the bottom of the fourth inning.
Cardinals, number 15,
Up to bat for the Cardinals is number
Howard.
15, Abram Howard. He flew out down the right field line in his first at bat. First pitch of his second at bat is ball one. Low and away. 1-0. It's high for ball two. 2 balls, 1 strike is the count. And that'll bounce in front of home plate for ball number 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Totten steps onto the rubber now. Here's the pitch. And Howard is taking. It'll be strike 1. Here's the 3-1. It'll be called strike 2. So 3-0 was the count. Parker Dotson works back to a 3-2 count. Here's the pitch. And it's hit down the first base line. It'll be foul. Howard stays alive with 2 strikes against him. Here is the 3-2 pitch. And it is fouled out of play. Three balls and 2 strikes is still the count. Here's the pitch. It's hit down the third base line to Wands. Wands fields it. Throw across to Sparks. A big stretch from Sparks, and he's unable to catch the ball. So Howard will be on first.
Now batting for the Cardinals, number 4, Abe Mullins.
That brings up number 4, Abe Mullins. He struck out swinging in his first at-bat of this game. Dotson goes to Sparks, tries to pick off Howard at first. The throw not in time. First pitch to Mullins is high, way high, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. It's hit right back up the middle. Arden fields it. He'll step on second. Come through, throw across the Sparks. Is in time. Unassisted double play.
Now batting for the Cardinals, number 19, Jake Todd.
Two outs away here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Up to bat is number 19, Jacob Todd. He hit the ground ball into right center field in his first at bat. First pitch is ball 1 in the dirt. Second pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Ball is hit to Will Rose at second base. He'll field it. Throw across to Sparks is high, but Sparks is able to catch it, and that'll be out number 3. In the bottom of the fourth inning, GRC scores 0 runs on no hits, 1 error, and no runners left on base. The score after 4 complete innings, Scott County 4, GRC 0. We'll be right back for the top of the 5th inning. This is Scott County Baseball on Connor Sports Talk.
Now batting for Scott County.
We are back
Eight,
here at
Justin
George Rogers Clark
Stevenson.
High School for Scott County versus GRC. Scott County leads 4-0 headed into the top of the fifth inning. And they are back to the top of the lineup. Number 8, Justin Stevenson. First pitch is called strike one. Justin has flown out in his first at-bat. And that ball is hit to McAlpin at shortstop. He'll throw across to Watkins. It is in time for out number 1.
Now batting number 1, Sebastian Arden.
That brings up number 1, Sebastian Arden for Scott County. He has a strikeout and a walk so far this game. Sebastian will step into the box now. Here is the first pitch of his third at bat. And it'll bounce in front of home plate for ball 1. Second pitch, called strike 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch, and a breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's hit down the third base line. It'll be fair. Roll out into the corner. Arden rounds first, and he will have no throw to second base. A stand-up double for the first hit of this inning.
Now batting number 2, Will Rose.
And it brings up number 2, Will Rose, second baseman for Scott County. He walked in his last at-bat. Steps into the box. Waits. First pitch is called strike 1. Oh, 1 from Mullins. His hit to McAlpin at shortstop. He'll catch it in the air and step on second base for out number 3. So in the top of the fifth inning, Scott County scores 0 runs on 1 hit, no errors from GRC, and 1 runner is left on base. The score, Scott County 4, GRC 0. We'll be right back with the bottom of the fifth inning. This is Scott County Baseball on Connor Sports Talk.
For the Cardinals, number 12.
We are back here at George
Howie.
Rogers Clark High School for Scott County versus GRC. Scott County leads 4-0 going into the bottom of the fifth inning. Up to bat for the Cardinals is number 12, Tyler Howie. He flew out to left field in his first at-bat of this game. First pitch of his second at-bat is fouled out of play. Howie, a left-handed batter. Here's the 0-1, and it is fouled Out of play. 0-2 is the count. Oh-2 pitch is ball one outside. Close pitch there. Just a little too far outside. 1-2 pitch. It'll bounce in front of a home plate. The count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two pitch. And it's high for ball 3. Three balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Dotson. It's hit down the third baseline. It'll get past Wands, roll out to Carson Murray in the corner. Howie rounds first, and he'll slide into second for a double. No outs. Runner on second base. It brings up number 21, Benjamin Folks. He grounded out to second baseman Will Rose in his first at-bat. He steps into the box now for his second at-bat of this game. Left-handed batter. Arden holding on Howie at second. First pitch is hit into left field. Murray will camp under it. No tag, and that'll be caught for out number 1.
Now batting for the Cardinals, number 13.
That brings up number 13, Wheeler. Chase Wheeler. He flew out to Will Rose at second base. Garrett Sparks, the first baseman, is playing on the edge of the grass. Tyler Wants at third, playing even with the bag. Here is the first pitch to Wheeler, and it's inside for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It is hit to where Arden will be playing at shortstop. He's going to slide, and he will pick it up and throw it to Wands at third base. Wheeler will be on third, or on first, excuse me, save.
Now batting for the Cardinals, number 18, Gunnar Martin.
Sebastian, that shortstop, was trying to hold on Howie. And Wheeler hit that ball right where he wasn't playing. So runners on first and third for GRC. And it brings up number 18, Gunnar Martin. He grounded out to Tyler Wands at third base in his first at-bat. First pitch of his second at-bat. Low and away, ball 1. Dotson will step off the rubber. Now he steps back onto it. Gets his sign from Duncan Stevens behind the plate. Here's the pitch. And it is fouled out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Dotson goes to first for the pickoff. It's not in time. It's a quick jump move there from Dotson. One ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. And it is just up for ball 2. So the count now 2 balls, 1 strike. Tyler Howie is the runner at third base. Chase Wheeler, the runner on first. Gunnar Martin, the right-handed batter. Here's the pitch. It's called a strike, and Stevens comes up firing to first base. Garrett Sparks. The tag is close, but not in time. It is called strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Martin steps back into the box now. Dotson comes set. Now he'll deliver. And it's high for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here is the pitch from Dotson. Runner will go. It's hit and to center field. Stevenson will catch on the long hop. That'll bring in Howie from third. Puts the first run
now batting for the Cardinals
on the board for
Brady
GRC.
Freeman.
Wheeler moves up to second. And Gunnar Martin has the third hit of the inning for GRC. So Chase Wheeler on second, Gunnar Martin on first, and up to bat is number 2, Brady Freeman. Scott County's pitching coach Jay Pryor goes out to talk with Duncan Stevens and Parker Dotson, the pitcher-catcher. They will break that mound visit now. GRC runners go back to their bases. Again, the batter for GRC is number 2, Brady Freeman. He hit a ground ball out into left field for a single. Here is the first pitch of the second at bat. It is fouled down the third baseline. Caught by the GRC third base coach. Strike number 1. Inside move there from Dotson. Trying to keep Chase Wheeler close to the bag at second. Oh, 1 pitch in the dirt, blocked up by Duncan Stevens for ball 1. So 1 ball and 1 strike is the count. Here is the pitch from Dotson. It's high for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike is the count. Here's the pitch. It'll be called strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dotson goes to Will Rhodes, second baseman, trying to pick off Chase Wheeler. The throw is not in time. Parker threw it on the first base side of second. Will Rhodes wasn't able to get the tag in time. Here is the 2-2 pitch. Up and in for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes is the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 outs away here in the bottom of the 5th.
Now batting for the Cardinals, number 11, Cam McAlpin.
GRC back to the top of their lineup with number 11, Camden McAlpin. He flew out to center field in his first at-bat. Flew out to left field in his second. Steps into the box now for his third at-bat of this game. Runners are on first and second. Here's the pitch. Inside, and it will hit McAlpin. So the bases are now loaded. That
now
brings
batting
up
for the Cardinals, number 15, Abram Howard.
brings up number 15, Abram Howard. He flew out down the right field line to Keegan Hurt, then reached on an error from Tyler Wantz, third baseman, in his second at-bat. Here's the first pitch of his third at-bat of the game. It's inside for ball 1. Here's a 1-0 from Dotson, and it's high for ball 2. Two balls and no strikes is the count. Here's the pitch. It's hit down the first base line. It'll hit off of Garrett Sparks' glove. That'll bring in Chase Willer from third base. Third base coach waving around Gunnar Martin from second. And Camden McAlpin will come home to score. That is and Abram Howard slides into third base
number 4,
for a triple.
Abe Mullins.
GRC scores 3 runs on that hit. Ties up the game 4-4. And Coach Woodard is going to come in, bring in a new pitcher. Looks like he's bringing in Will Rose from second base. He's going to send Parker Dotson to third. Sebastian Arnold will stay at short. We'll be right back after the new pitcher Will Rose warms up. GRC ties it up at 4. 2 outs down in the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll be right back. This is Scott County Baseball on Connor Sports Talk. We are back here at George Arthur Clark High School for Scott County versus GRC. The new pitcher in the game for Scott County is Will Rose. Scott County changes around their infield. They bring in Colt Fields to go to second base. They send Tyler Wands out to left field, and Parker Dotson will go to third base. Garrett Sparks at first, Sebastian Arden at shortstop. Justin Stevenson in center field, Keegan Hurt in right. Duncan Stevens is behind the plate. The count is 2-0 with a runner on third. That is called strike 1. Excuse me. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here is the pitch. And it is fouled off. Mullen stays alive with 2 strikes on him. Here is the 1-2 pitch from Will Rose. And it bounces in the left-handed batter's box. That'll bring in Abram Howard from third base. And GRC takes their first lead of this game. The score, GRC 5, Scott County 4. The score, GRC 5, Scott County 4. 2 outs down in the bottom of the 5th inning. Abe Mullins calls time, steps out of the box. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that ball is spiked. So the count now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And it is in the dirt. That'll put runner on first.
Now batting for the Cardinals, number 19, Jake Todd.
That brings up number 19, Jacob Todd.
On to run for the Cardinals, number 5, Haddon Cecil.
And GRC brings in Cecil to run for Abe Mullins. Jacob Todd, the batter, he hit a ground ball into right center field in his first at-bat. Grounded out to second base in his second. Here's the first pitch of his third at-bat. It's popped up. Right center field. Stevenson charging in. He'll call for it, camp under it, and catch it for out number 3. In the bottom of the 5th inning, GRC scores 5 runs on 4 hits. No errors from Scott County, and 1 runner is left on base. The score now, GRC 5, Scott County 4. We'll be right back with the top of the 6th inning. This is Scott County Baseball on Connor Sports Talk. We're back here at George Rogers Clark High School for Scott County versus GRC. GRC leads 5-4. Up to bat is number 58, Duncan Stevens. He hits that ball into deep right center field, and it one hops over the fence. So he will get a ground rule double, and Scott County brings in Evan Allen
now batting for
to
Scott County, number
run
4, Garrett Sparks.
for Duncan Stevens, the catcher. Colt Fields was running for Duncan, but he entered into the field. GRC coach Eddie Brooks is going to come out. Looks like he's going to make a pitching change here, maybe. Scott County on deck batter Garrett Sparks and courtesy runner Evan Allen. First base coach Scott Fields. Head over to third base, talk with Scott County head coach Scott Willard. No pitching change from GRC. Evan Allen on second.
In to run for Scott County, number 12, Evan Allen.
Up to bat for Scott County is number 4, Garrett Sparks, the first baseman. Struck out looking in his first at bat, struck out swinging in the second. He shows the bunt. It gets away from Todd, the catcher, and Evan Allen will move up to third.
Great job, Gary.
That was ball 1. They get a sign or a number from Coach Willard at third base. One-0 for Mullins is low for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch. That ball is popped up. Todd, the catcher, throws off his mask, and he catches that for out number 1 of the top of the 6th inning. Evan Allen remains at third.
Now batting number 7, Keegan Hurd.
That brings up number 7, Keegan Hurd. He grounded out the ground ball back to the pitcher in his first at bat, flew out to right field in the second. He steps into the box now for his third at bat of this game. Here's the pitch. A check swing. Home plate umpire says he did go. That'll be strike number 1. Here is the 0-1 from Mullins. In the dirt, blocked up by Todd in the left-handed batter's box. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here is the 1-1. Keegan shows the bunt, and it'll be called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count. Scott County needs to get this runner, Evan Allen, in from third base. They're down 1. Top of the 6th inning. Here is the 1-2 for Mullins. That ball is hit to Wheeler at third base, and he goes home to Todd. Todd tags Evan Allen out for out number 2. Keegan Hurt will be at first.
Now batting number 11, Preston Luckett.
Two outs away here in the top of the 6th inning. Up to bat, number 11, Preston Luckett, designated hitter. He fouls that one off straight back into the net. Keegan Hurt, the runner at first. He's got some speed. We'll see what he does here. Coach Willard calls out a number. Sometimes it's a nothing. Second pitch. It's called strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Here's the pitch. It's hit right back up the middle. It hit off of Mullins' glove. And Preston will be at first safe. Moves up Keegan Hurt to second.
Now batting number 22, Tyler Wands.
Now a GRC coach will come out. See what he does here. Looks like he's going to take out Mullins. They'll bring in a new pitcher. And they're going to change out the infield. So we'll be right back when this pitching change continues. Mullins goes out of the game. 6 strikeouts. 5 hits given up. We'll be right back after this pitching change. The score, Scott County 4, GRC 5. 2 outs away in the top of the 6th inning. We are back here at George Rogers Clark High School, Scott County versus GRC. The new pitcher for GRC is number 7, Maddox Campbell. He's a senior. Up to bat is number 22, Tyler Wands, the third baseman. First pitch is called strike 1. Scott County has runners on first and second. Keegan Hurd on second. Preston Luckett on first. Here's the 0-1. And it's inside, but it'll be called strike 2. Maddox Campbell has 11.1 innings so far this year. 9 hits, 4 runs, and a 2.47 ERA. Here's the 0-2 to Wands, and it'll be high for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count. Ball. A breaking ball called strike 3 for the third out of the top of the 6th. In the top of the 6th inning, Scott County scores 0 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners are left on base. The score, GRC 5, Scott County 4. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 6th inning. This is Scott County Baseball on Connor Sports Talk. We are back here at George Rogers Clark High School for Scott County versus GRC. GRC leads 5-4.
Tyler Howie.
Up to bat for the Cardinals is number 12, Tyler Howie. He flew out to left field in his first at bat. Doubled on the ground ball down the left field line. First pitch of his third at bat of this game is ball one. Will Rose on the mound for Scott County. Second pitch, a breaking ball for strike one. One ball, one strike. The ball is hit into left field. Wands charges in. And he'll catch it. 4 out, number
now
one.
batting for the Cardinals, number 21, Ben Folks.
1 out away in the bottom of the sixth. Up to bat, number 21, Benjamin Folks. He grounded out to second base in his first at bat. Flew out to left field in his second. Here's the first pitch of his third. Shows the bunt, pops it up. And Duncan Stevens, the catcher, unable to get to it in time. So 0-1 is the count. 1 out. Here's the pitch. Inside, and it's called strike two. No balls, 2 strikes. Here is the pitch from Rose. That ball is hit into left center field. Stevenson charging in. Tyler Wands calls for it, and he drops it as he dives for it. But Arden picks up the ball and throws it to Colt Fields, who's covering second base, and Colt makes a tag for out number 2.
Now batting for the Cardinals, number 13, Chase Wheeler.
So 2 outs away in the bottom of the sixth. Brings up number 13, Chase Wheeler for GRC. Flew out to second base in his first at bat. Hit a ground ball single to shortstop Arden. Second, first pitch of his third at bat is called strike one. Here's the 0-1. A check swing, and it's called strike two. No balls, 2 strikes. That ball is hit into left center field, and it will be down for a base hit. Stevenson catches off the first bounce, gets it into the infield quickly. That will keep
now batting for the
Wheeler
Cardinals,
at second
number
base.
18, Gunnar Martin.
That brings up number 18, Gunnar Martin. He grounded out to third base in his first at bat. Singled on a line drive to center field in a second. Steps into the box now for his third at bat of this game. First pitch called strike one. Second pitch is ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Rose goes to Sparks at first, tries to pick off Wheeler. Throw not in time. One ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. It's low and away for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike is now the count. Here's the pitch, and it's low and away again. 3 balls, 1 strike for Gunnar Martin. Here's a 3-1 from Rose. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Chase Wheeler's going to be running on the pitch. Here's the pitch. And that ball is hit into center field. Stevenson charging in hard, and he will make the catch for out number 3 of the bottom of the 6th inning. In the bottom of the 6th inning, GRC scores 0 runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner is left on base. The score, Scott County 4, GRC 5. We'll be right back with the top of the 7th inning. Scott County needs to score a run here to tie it up. 2 runs to take the lead for a chance to continue on in this game. We'll be right back with the top of the 7th inning. This is Scott County Baseball on Connor Sports Talk.
Colt Fields.
We are back here at George Rogers Clark High School for Scott County versus GRC. GRC leads 5-4 going into the top of the 7th inning. And up to bat, number 9, Colt Fields. First pitch is called strike 1. The 0-1. Foul tipped, caught by Todd behind the plate. Here is the 0-2 from Campbell, and it's outside for ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes. The pitch, and it's fouled straight back into the net. Coalfield stays alive with 2 strikes against him. Justin Stevenson up to bat next for Scott County. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It's out number 1 of the top of the 7th. It is the second strikeout from number 7,
Now batting
Maddox Campbell.
for Scott County, number 8, Justin Stevenson.
At the bat for Scott County, number 8, Justin Stevenson, center fielder. Flew out to left field in his first at bat. Sacrifice bunt in the second. Grounded out to shortstop in his third. First pitch of his 4th. Breaking ball called strike 1. Here's the 0-1. And it'll be low for ball 1. That ball is hit into left center field. It is deep, and it will hit off the wall. Justin Stevenson will have a stand-up double as Freeman, the left fielder, picks it up, gets it back into the infield quickly.
Now batting number 1, Sebastian Arden.
Up to bat for Scott County is number 1, Sebastian Arden. Sebastian struck out swinging his first, walked in the second, doubled on a ground ball down the left field line in his third. He'll take a practice swing here, step into the box for his 4th at bat of this game. He waits the pitch from Maddox Campbell, and it's a breaking ball called strike 1. One in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here is the 1-1 pitch from Campbell. And it is ball 2. Just up. Close pitch there. Here's the 2-0 or 2-1. That's in the dirt for ball 3. Jacob Todd, the catcher, is going to call time and go out and talk to Maddox Campbell. And GRC coach now going to come out. He's going to talk to the infield. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. We'll be right back when this mound visit concludes. We're back here at George Rogers Clark High School for Scott County versus GRC. GRC leads 5-4 here in the top of the 7th inning. 1 out away. Scott County up to bat. They've got Justin Stevenson on second base. Sebastian Arden batting. He has a 3-1 count. Campbell comes set. They're going to back pick Stevenson, and it will hit him, but the ball stays close. And the McAlpin, the shortstop, able to pick up the ball. Three balls, 1 strike. Campbell comes set. Here's the pitch. And it's high for ball 4. It'll get away from Todd. And Stevenson took third base hard. He tried to round it to take home, but he slipped and fell. First and third
Now
for Scott County.
Number 2, Will Rose.
Up to bat for Scott County is number 2, Will Rose. Will hit a dribbler to the catcher. The catcher picked it up, threw it to first base in his first at bat. Walked in his second. Lined out in his third. Here is his 4th at bat of this game. And a balk is called. That will bring in Justin Stevenson from third base. Sebastian Arden moves up to second. And we are tied up. 5-5. Here is the first pitch to Will Rose. And it is hit into 5-6 hole. It's going to get through. Coach Willard waving around Sebastian Arden. The throw from Freeman in left field. Not in time as Arden slides into home. And the Cards regain the lead, 6-5.
Now batting number 58, Duncan Stevens.
That brings up number 58, Duncan Stevens for Scott County. He singled on a line drive to center field, his first at bat, and doubled on a fly ball to center field. Then got a ground rule double in his third at bat. Here's the first pitch of his 4th at bat, and it'll be called strike 1. Here's the 0-1. And another balk is called. That will advance Will Rose to second base. No balls, 1 strike is still the count. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Called strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes is the count. That ball is in the dirt for ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes is the count. Campbell comes set. Here's a 1-2. And it's outside for ball 2. GRC fans wanted that to be called strike 3. The count now, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out away. Will Rose on second. Here is the pitch to Stevens. And it's inside. It's going to hit him. Put another runner on base for Scott County. And Scott County will bring in Evan Allen for Duncan Stevens, who is catching. And looks like GRC is going to make another pitching change right here. So Scott County takes the lead here in the top of the 7th. They lead 6-5 with 1 out away. Runners are on first and second. Up to bat is Garrett Sparks, number 4. But GRC is going to make a pitching change, so we'll be right back when this pitching change concludes. We are back here at George Rogers Clark High School for Scott County versus GRC. Scott County regained the lead here in the top of the 7th inning, 6-5. We've got Will Rose on first. Evan Allen running for Duncan Stevens, who was hit by the pitch. So last at bat. The bat is number 4, Garrett Sparks. New pitcher for GRC. Number 10, Caleb Pierce. He has 10 innings so far this season. 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. 3 wins and 10 strikeouts with a 1.97 ERA. First pitch is ball 1, inside. Here's the pitch, and it is fouled off. Caught by Todd behind the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here is the 1-1 from Pierce. A breaking ball. Check swing from Garrett, but he did not go. That's ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. And it'll be high for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Pierce comes set. Here's the pitch. And it'll be low in the dirt. Bases are loaded for Scott County.
Now batting number 7, Keegan Hurt.
Brings out number 7, Keegan Hurt. Grounded out back to the pitcher. Flew out to right field. Then singled on a fielder's choice to third base in his last at-bat. He stepped into the box now for his 4th at-bat of this game. Bases are loaded for Scott County. Will Rose on third. Evan Allen on second. Garrett Sparks on first. Here's the first pitch to Keegan. That ball is fouled out of play for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch for Pierce. That ball is hit into shallow center field. Martin charging in. That ball is going to drop. That'll bring in Will Rose from third base. The throw from center fielder Martin to third baseman Wheeler is not in time to tag out Evan Allen, running from second to third. Close, but the bases are still loaded. Evan Allen moves up to third. Garrett Sparks up to second. Keegan Hurt will be on first.
Now batting number 11, Preston Luckett.
That brings up number 11, Preston Luckett for Scott County. Preston singled in his last at-bat. First pitch is fouled straight back into the net. The score now, Scott County 7, GRC 5. No balls, 1 strike is the count. Here's the 0-1. And it's outside for ball 1. Preston singled on the ground ball down the left field line his first at bat. Struck out swinging in a second, and then singled on the ground ball back to the pitcher in his third at bat. 4th at bat. The count is 1-1. Here is the 1-1, and it's outside again for ball 2. (2-1), and it'll be called strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs down. Here is the 2-2 from Pierce, and it's in the dirt for ball 3. Runners stay at their bases. Three balls, 2 strikes. So Luckett steps back into the box. Here is the pitch from Pierce. And it's inside for ball 4. That'll walk in the 4th run of the inning for Scott County. Scott County is going to sub in number 14, Seth Jean.
Number 14, Seth Jean.
That's with a pretty hot bat so far this season. He's been a designated hitter for most of the games. The score now, Scott County 8, GRC 5. Bases are still loaded, and 1 out is down. First pitch to Seth is called strike 1. Here's the 0-1, and it is fouled back. It'll hit off of Todd's glove and roll back to the net. No balls, 2 strikes. Here is the 0-2 from Pierce. And swing and a miss, strike 3. That ball was up. That is the 3rd strikeout, or Pierce's 1st strikeout. The 9th strikeout combined from GRC. 2 outs down.
Now batting number 9.
Brings
Colt
up
Fields.
number 9, Colt Fields for Scott County. Colt walked in his first at-bat, struck out in his last 2 at-bats. Steps into the box now for his 4th at-bat of this game. Here's the pitch, and it'll be high for ball 1. Scott County still has the bases loaded. They've got Garrett Sparks on 3rd, Keegan Hurd on 2nd, Preston Luckett on 1st. The 1-0, swing and a miss, strike 1. Scott County has somebody warming up down there in their bullpen. See who that is. See who they bring in to close out this game. One shows the bunt, and he fouls it straight down. So the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs down. Coach steps back into the box now. Pierce comes set. Now here's the pitch, and it'll be called strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts from Pierce. Gets GRC out of the top of the 7th inning, but not before Scott County scores 4 runs, 3 hits, no errors, 3 runners are left on base. The score, Scott County 8, GRC 5. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 7th inning. This is Scott County Baseball on Connor Sports Talk. We're back here at George Rogers Clark High School for Scott County versus GRC. Scott County leads 8-5. Up to bat for the Cardinals is number 2, Brady Freeman. First pitch from Will Rose is called strike 1. Here's the 0-1. A breaking ball. It'll be called strike 2. Rose steps back onto the rubber. Here is the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
Now batting for the Cardinals.
GRC back to the top of the
Cam
lineup.
McAlpin.
Number 11, Camden McAlpin. He flew out to center field in his first. Flew out to left in his second. He was hit by the pitch in his third at bat. Stepped into the box now for his fourth at bat of this game. First pitch. Call. Oh, it'll be ball 1. The ball looks close there. 1-0. Here's the pitch. And it's low for ball 2. Swing and a miss, strike 1. That ball was in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike. So 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 out. Here's a pitch from Rose. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Two pitch. And it'll be called strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts from Will Rose. That brings up number 15, Abram Howard for GRC.
Now batting for the Cardinals, number 15.
He flew out down the right field line his first at bat. Singled on an error from third base in the second. Tripled on a line drive down the right field line in his third. First pitch of his fourth at bat is ball 1. Second pitch is in the third. 1 ball, no strike. Or 2 balls, excuse me, no strikes. Here's the pitch. That ball is hit into the 5-6 hole. It'll get through, fielded by Tyler Wands in left field. That's the first hit, the first base runner of this inning.
Now batting for the Cardinals, number 4, Abe Mullins.
That brings up number 4, Abe Mullins. He struck out swinging in his first at bat. Ground ball, hit a ground ball to shortstop in the second. Walked in his third. Here is the first pitch of his fourth at bat from Will Rose. First pitch is a swing and a miss. Oh, 1. It'll be called strike 2. A little inside. No balls, 2 strikes and 2 outs. GRC down to their last strike, their last out, the pitch. And it's a breaking ball low and away. One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3 for out number 3. Will Rose, 3 strikeouts and the bottom of the 7th inning. And the Cards come back and win the game 8-5. Scott County advances to 12-4. GRC advances falls to 12-8. So, thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. Scott County back in action tomorrow at Shelby County. Watch that game on the Connor Sports Talk. Again, the final score: Scott County 8, GRC 5. Thanks for tuning in tonight, everybody. Good night.